Hello, welcome to the Maven Analytics data drills number 3, rolling up, looking back. So for this data drill, our objective is as follows. You've been given a table with raw data for individual coffee shop transactions. Your task is to aggregate the total sales by month and store. Then calculate the month-over-month change in sales for each store in dollars. Okay. Then the example input and output is as follows. You have a 5-column table for the input with the order date, store, product, quantity, and sales. And for the output, they want a aggregated table which has the month column in certain format. Then we have the store and sales, and then we have the sales versus last month as well. Okay. Then, okay, so you can go ahead and download the data set over here. So I'd advise if you want to try on your own, you can do so. And then maybe you can come back and we can compare notes. So without further ado, I think we can start. Okay, so now we're in Tabular Editor 3, ready to start answering the business question. So the first thing is we have to identify the objective. The objective is to get the sales, so we have to define our metrics. So basically, ignore the quantity and just focus on the sales. So I think our queries will begin as follows. Define we're going to find a measure in the box table, and this is going to be the total sales, which is just going to be the sum of the sales from the coffee table. Okay, so that's our main metric. And then we're going to find another measure to get the previous month's total sales. Then we're going to say calculate. Total sales. Then we're going to say date add calendar date -1 and at the month level. Okay, so let me just quickly explain what all this means. Yeah, this is a measure that calculates the previous month total sales. We are going to basically, the expression is the sum of the sales, but we're going to add a filter expression here as the second argument, and it's just basically the date add function, time intelligence function. We're going to use the date add function, whereby we are passing in the first parameter we're passing in is the date table, and then the second one is the integer to show how much we want to offset the dates by and at what granularity. So we want to offset the dates. We want to go back 1 month. That's why it's minus. We want to go back 1 month for each date that we calculate the total sales. Yeah, so that's basically that measure. Then we're going to create another measure called absolute sales. So it's not really an absolute, but just for the sake of this tutorial, we'll just leave it at that. So we're going to say the total sales minus the previous month total sales. So I'll just copy this from here. So yeah. Okay, so after we've done that, we're going to create a summary. We're going to create a summary query to actually query the data. And we are going to do that by first saying calculate table, calculate table. Then we're going to pass the summary query. We're going to use summarize columns. So I'll explain all of this in a minute. And then we're going to have from the calendar table, we want the year month. This is, I just defined it previously, so it already exists. And then we want the store. We want to group by. So what we're doing right now is we're grouping by. When we're querying the data, we're grouping by the year month, which is just a combination. This column is a combination of the year and the month. And then we're going to group by again the stores. So the stores. So for example, here we're going stores Astoria. We're going to group by that. Then we're going to add some our measures that we defined over there. So we're going to give our measures names first. So this is going to be total sales. The name of the measure is going to be total sales, which is in quotation marks. And if the measure we're going to give it, the expression is just total sales. And then we're going to give it previous month total sales as well. Sorry, I'm just going to copy these because it's basically the same thing. And then we're going to give the absolute sales. So just going to copy this again. Okay. So that's the query. Okay, sorry. Maybe I should explain why. I mean, maybe we should see what's happening before we wrap this in a calculate. Okay, so this is what we get. This is the query that we get. So we're already on the way to getting the solution because we have, oh, okay. So they wanted, maybe I'm not doing it exactly how they wanted it. But the whole idea is the same, that you want the whole idea is the same. You want a single month from the year, and you also want the coffee store name. So maybe it won't be exactly like the how they showed it on the website, but I think the outcome is the same. So we have our total sales. Please excuse the decimals. Then we have our previous month total sales, so we can actually check if it's showing correctly. I'm just going to order by the year, month, and the store. Okay, so when you do group by the year and the month, then we can check if it's the previous month measure is reporting the data correctly. So here we have the total sales, and you can see the total sales is matching with the total sales from previous month, and it's also at the store level. So the previous month is 27313, which is exactly what we have here. And for Hell's Kitchen is 27820, which is what we have here. So it's working fine. Okay, so now what we're going to do is because so let me just quickly check. Okay, so our solution wants us to check the difference in sales from April to May for the Astoria location. So for the Astoria location, I think we can even just check from here. From June till May. April till May, that would be here. So this would be the answer, but maybe we can just clean this up a bit. So as we have a large data set with a lot of numbers. And the way we can do that is by wrapping it around a calculate table so that we can pass the time intelligence functions. So when we say calculate table, we can just say we just want dates. And then we're going to say we just want Astoria. So from April to May, we want the absolute value. It has to be here. And then I just queried April as well, just to make sure the previous month is working. It's working. So let's try and answer our business question. But then they wanted it to round it off to the nearest decimal, nearest dollar. So this will be 12,951. Okay, so back on the website, let's try 12,951. And you see that we get the correct answer. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.